My name is Kirill Korobkov. I was born and raised in Russia, and my life revolves around skateboarding. When I'm not skating, I write about it. I'm the team manager for Absurd and Vans Russia. I announce and judge it, and most of all, I live for it. The last decade and a half, I've been on the road to explore terrains for skateboarding together with Visualtraveling.
Yeah, you like through there.
My good friend Patrik Wallner and I have been traveling and dissecting various parts of Eurasia for numerous years. We've been to places like Pakistan, Mongolia, Iran, North Korea, Iraq, and Madagascar, to name a few. At first, Patrik wanted to fly over to take photos of my family's Volga heritage, but randomly, a week before the trip, he decided to rather film a short piece on traveling down the Volga in search of adventure, nostalgia, and to shine a spotlight on Russia as a starting point for visual traveling. He had brought a camera, microphone, only 4 lenses, and a minimal setup, and we just hit the road towards southern Russia. In Moscow, we will skate alongside some of the most influential skateboarders. In Cheboksary, we'll discover Chuvash art through my grandfather and meet other ethnic minority groups of Russia along the Volga that have shaped this country with art and multiculturalism. Then we will head down towards the end of the Volga and explore the biggest statue of Europe, meet the most Western Buddhist community. We will finish the journey in a city that you probably have never heard of, known as Astrakhan, at the delta of the Volga River. There I will see if I can get over my fear of fish. Throughout my childhood and up until now, I've been hating fish. We will see if the finest of the finest, caviar, will change my taste bud or my state of mind. This might make no sense right now, but I'll explain more later. Красную площадь сейчас будем смотреть. Когда последний раз были на Красной площади?
Ой, в каком году?
Кто в Москве не бывал, тот красоты не видал. Согласны? So here we are. This is the Red Square, the most famous and #1 tourist attraction Russian capital has, probably whole our country. It's Nihao. This place has a long history behind it. It was built during different ages and eras. There is Soviet heritage, that's Lenin's mausoleums, and there is Russian president working behind those walls. So it's like very, very heart of Moscow. Yeah, let's see the finger flip on the Red Square. Давай еще разочек. Да. Moscow has the biggest skate scene in Russia. There are different generations of skaters. Every season we have newcomers. By season, I mean the part of the year when we can comfortably skate outside, which is from May to October for Moscow. 2 of my favorite younger skaters are Dilip and Philip. They're half Nepalese, half Russians. It's really interesting mix of different cultures and different personalities, and they're Moscow locals. Yeah. Да. Oui. Yeah. They're good. It's a good one, yeah. Despite the difference in age, we have the same vision of how skateboarding should look like. Nevertheless, the Moscow legends like the one and only Gosha Konyshev has a set of footprint in Russian skateboarding history. Drop in or wall ride. Yeah, it's more like a mushroom ride. I don't know, reminds me of a big, weird green mushroom. I bet on the next one. Oh, the change went out. Get the trick, I'll get the change. It's 11 rubles. 5 plus 5 plus 1. 11 rubles on the next one. This was it. Here's your 11 rubles. Gosha got it. Gosha has just won against the green mushroom and drop it, and he wants to get more. This wouldn't be Gosha if he wouldn't want to get more. Now it's drop in. This side, he likes it better. Another trick. Oh, I found another 10 rubles. I'll put 10 rubles on the drop. I just found it. No, you gotta drop in first. You gotta drop in first, then I give it. He's on the top. He's gonna go. First try, just like that. Here's the 10 rubles. Looks like the house where Russian oligarchs would live, and surprisingly, no one even kicked us out. Feeling lucky today. Gosha is known for being able to skate on anything. He's determined to shred regardless of the terrain and even weather conditions. Let it be dirt in Madagascar, or rocks in a secluded island of Yemen, or the dead winter of Russia. We went to visit Gosha at his workshop, which is filled with creativity, enthusiasm and passion. So let's take it out, let's see it. He calls it praying on skateboards, just that's where they're being built. Сколько вы тут занимаетесь уже разработкой пресса и станков этих?
Ну, все началось с начала зимы. Мы просто увидели в интернете, что можно просто сделать скейтборд своими руками, и любой, который хочется, и контролировать его создание. И вот нам понравилась идея. И, наверное, пресс сделали недели-две, но трудно было тоже собраться, как финансово. Да, я попал в Хорватии на премьеру видео от Grey Skate Mag, по-моему, называется Island, что-то такое. И там скейтеры не придали значению, что они катаются по плохим поверхностям, что они в воде, что скейт мокнет. И приехав в Москву, увидев все споты, построенные для чемпионата мира по футболу, я понял, что можно просто не ждать лета, а идти кататься, потому что улицы так тщательно убирают.
Лед, это, в принципе, не понятно.
Да, все убирают, и я потом посмотрел какие-то, мне попались в глаза сноубордические видео. Я смотрел, что там все радуются, счастливы, с улыбками на лице идут на улицу и довольны занимаются. И потом я увидел, что совсем не развиваются скейт-парки в Москве, открытые помещения, и понял, что если будет шаг назад. Бывает холодно и очень холодно. Я не знаю, я старался просто одеваться теплее, всегда вторые штаны, перчатки, шарф. Как катаются на севере, что-нибудь такое. В Заполярье, да. Также в Якутске они приходят в унты, такие ботинки с шерстью под навес, минус 30. Они снимают, переодевают кеды, один game of skate, замерзают ноги и переодевают унты и домой.
Gosha has been experimenting with skateboards a lot recently, and this is one of his latest boards. It's called a split board. You can share it with your friend or girlfriend and then put back together. And he says there is not much sense, but whatever, it's a form of skate art and there is no limit It feels like almost like skiing, Nordic skiing or something, I don't know. Let's... It's not easy. Gosha wanted to make us a present to take down the Volga. While working on the shape of the deck, he started cutting it like a half circle, coincidentally resembling a sturgeon fish, but it took us some time to realize that. The sturgeon fish is one of the symbols of the end of the Volga River, where we are planning to go. As you can see, it's like sturgeon fish. It's the shape of the fish, it has the eye of the fish, and it's... But anyway, yes, thank you for this deck, thank you for a new board, and I'll definitely take it on the trip, and I'm gonna grip it and rip it and try to get as many tricks as I can. I think I still prefer traveling by train better than airplane. It's just more fun. It's not long, it's just only overnight. We're gonna arrive tomorrow morning. It's really chill. We're gonna sit, maybe go restaurant car for a couple hours, and then maybe have a couple beers, maybe play cards and see what the rest of the passengers are up to.
Sounds like a bon voyage.
Yeah, sounds like a bon voyage. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Здравствуйте. With Russia being the biggest country in the world, for many people, trains still play an essential role in everyday life. Magic. Some distances are too far to drive, and for a lot of people, airplane tickets are still too pricey. Another bottle, another round. And why not, since we are in the restaurant car. That's the place to be when you're on a train ride. That's a community room, that's a club of a train, that's where people meet each other, that's where people hang out. For example, we jumped back in 2009 when we did 10,000 kilometers trip with Visualtraveling. We took trains all the way from Moscow to Hong Kong, through Russia, through Mongolia and through China, and it took us 7 weeks. I believe it could be the longest ski trip ever done. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever heard of ski trip being longer than 7 weeks or anything even close to that. There are 54 places, main seats are on this side. There are like some extra seats over here. Not that many space, so many people, super hot. We are sweating all the time. Some little babies over here, what's up, how are you doing? Hello, excuse me. This is the toilet, I don't know if it's open, if it's open we can check it out. It smells pretty bad, it smells disgusting. Everything goes straight to the ground. Okay, let's keep going. We have Mikhail and Danny here, having their morning coffee. Yeah, let's take a seat. How are you guys? How's it going?
Yeah, still pretty tired. We tried to ask for English menu, it doesn't work. So we need you to translate.
Okay, yeah, I will help you. Wow, yeah. Almost nobody speaks English on this train. Yeah, I still got a lot of memories from that ride. So like there were all kinds of people. There were like ex-inmates talking to Lawrence, trying probably to rob him. We also took Chinese trains, and they were different in its own way. But in China there is a special fourth class, or so-called standing class. You buy a ticket, but you don't get a seat. You basically had to stand or like find a spot on the floor to sit on it. Спасибо. Хорошего дня. Yeah, the train is leaving the station and we are entering the city. It says Cheboksary, it means Cheboksary in Chuvash language. It's definitely way more snow here than it was in Moscow. I think winter season is still winning here against the spring. Bus number 1, it goes all the way to my house, so let's take it. Shit, it's packed. Before I moved to Moscow, I had been living in Cheboksary. A unique place since it has its own language aside from Russian and embeds deep traditions. I'm not sure about skateboarding around here, but we'll see. Cheboksary is the city I actually consider as my home. And me. It's also the city where I graduated, started skateboarding, and still have a lot of friends in, as well as my grandparents. Привет! My granddad, my grandma. Привет, бабушка. Привет. The Shanghis I told you about, it's traditional around Ural Mountains, around Volga River. It's really simple. It's like a potato bread, basically. It's not on 10 in the morning, but we already doing welcome shots. Yeah, it feels good to be back. Тут получается всего понемножку, и как бы и про Москву, и про меня, и про тебя, и про Волгу.
Конечно, Поволжье очень интересный регион, не только для России, и для всего мира, наверное. Здесь достаточно мало площади, много народов расселились, и многие из них имеют также свою государственность, то есть республики. Татарская, Марийская, Удмуртская, Мордовская. И эти народы все это осколки бывших каких-то цивилизаций или остатки, уже оседлые остатки кочевников.
My granddad's studio is conveniently located just on the top floor of the building he lives in.
Конечно, я работаю очень долго, всю свою жизнь живу своим профессиональным трудом, как художник только. Я иллюстрирую книги, делаю афиши там, я делаю росписи, фреска, мозаика, витражи, потом много другое, то, что делают художники для интерьера и для экстерьера. Но, конечно же, занимаюсь еще живописью. Особое мое пристрастие и вдохновенность народной культуры чувашской. Я разрабатываю некоторые темы или какие-то философские категории, что ли, чувашской мысли. И, конечно же, мифы, предания, религиозные какие-то правила и так далее.
The Chuvash national costumes, and you can see silver. On average, female Chuvash national costume used to have around 16 kilos of silver.
Народы, которые преклоняются золоту, все исчезли.
Fine arts was just one of the fortes of my granddad. He created many mosaics during the Soviet era all around the country. Throughout modern Russia, as well as ex-Soviet states, you will find mosaics widely spread throughout the cities. It's a kindergarten, so it's for kids, but it still has a little bit of national pattern and colors he likes to use, so you can still see his signature style even looking at these ones. Cheboksary has the luxury of the Volga River going through the city. Typically it's frozen in winter, which is even the month of March here. You can walk on it, you can drive on it, and ships are stranded in the ice until the spring. People use this time to go winter fishing. I think there are some similarities between winter fishing and skateboarding. Both activities are subcultures and both things people do for fun. And as you try tricks on skateboard, you never know how long it's gonna take you to get the trick done. And for this man, they never know how long it's gonna take them to catch the fish. Sometimes you can do it in 1 minute, sometimes it takes an hour. All over the skate here. Oh, laces again, you see? It's not my fault. Oh, fucking laces. Yeah, I'm gonna try, let's see. Fucking laces. Phew. That might be the maximum of my hammer at land for the street. Sorry. It's so easy to do from here. As soon as I go like a little higher. Okay, 1,000 Russian rubles on this one. I gotta try it from the top. 1,000 rubles! You can't do it from the middle, you gotta do it from the top. That's what I said, Gabriel. And know what I'm doing right now? Doing it from the fucking middle. You gotta do it. You gotta do it from the top. You can't do it like that. Never gonna be back in Astana, Kazakhstan. Just like look at the spot. Like how come you do it from the middle? Like who does tail drops from the middle? It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be like you're gonna be like 50 looking at your photos, and it's gonna be like a good souvenir for you from Kazakhstan. Just tail dropping from the top. You're like look. It's a bit narrow. No, I don't care about the road too much. I don't have another chance to do it from the middle. I gotta do it from the top. You did. The lowest level of skating Patrik Wallner has probably ever been filming. Well, we drove up north across the Volga river, and now we are in Yoshkar-Ola. It's the capital city of Mari Republic. We are here to see the Mari people, who are known to be the last pagans of Europe. But before, we decided to check out this weird artificial town in the center of the city, which was built by ex-governor. Every time he went abroad, he came back with an idea of what he should build next. So when he went to Italy, the Yoshkar-Ola got Little Italy. When he went to Belgium, the city got Little Belgium. And on the top of everything, he built huge Orthodox cathedral that actually didn't help him, since he ended up in jail for corruption. We are going to meet Iraida, and she'll tell us a bit about Mari culture.
Почему вас интересует марийская эта вера?
Ну, это очень уникально. То есть в нашем мире то практически все такие небольшие какие-то традиционные веры, их очень мало осталось. И, конечно, это интересно, что в наше время такие уникальные и самобытные веры продолжают жить и существовать. И как-то хочется успеть это застать и задокументировать.
Я являюсь представителем общины марийской традиционной веры города Yoshkar-Ola. У нас моления проходят, около города тоже есть рощи. Мы там молимся в весенний период, это у нас оговорим, когда мы молимся и просим. Но все боги мы разделяем на 3 ступени. Вот самая высшая ступень – это боги Вселенной. И потом сюда же мы относим звезды, другие планеты. Вот это для нас верхние боги. Бога грома, молнии, ветра, облаков, бог воды. А средняя ступень богов – это боги, которые окружают нас в повседневности. Это бог судьбы, бог достатка, например. Ну не бог, а божество такое, достатка Перкеава. Дальше есть боги леса, пашни, дома и так далее. То есть вот все те силы, которые нас окружают. А нижний уровень богов – это уровень наших предков. То есть, как бы хранит в душе. Утром умылся, выйдешь на балкон и общаешься с солнцем. И свои молитвы говоришь так, что это внешне никак не видно. И при этом мы проговариваем свои молитвы, никому не демонстрируя того, что вот это у нас есть.
Unpredictable weather is a fun guessing game no matter where you live on the Volga. From sun tanning to umbrellas, to snowball fights. And I got a feeling we might experience it all throughout these 11 days. March is the month when weather is really fighting between winter and spring. One day it can be super nice and dry and warm, and the next day it can be like this, like snow falling and looking like the Christmas is coming in 5 days or something. The Volga has numerous amount of various religions. You have already seen Christianity. Yesterday we visited paganism in the Mari Republic, and now we are in the most northern Muslim community. This is Tatarstan, Middle Volga. A big part of Eurasia belongs to the Muslim world. Inside Russia, Islam is the second most popular religion. During our past visual traveling trips, we have seen many outstanding mosques like the one in Mazar-i-Sharif, Afghanistan, Tehran, Iran, or Samarkand, Uzbekistan, to name few. In 2012, Visualtraveling set off for an ambitious journey from Beijing to Kabul. The plan was to pass through the old Silk Road and discover skate spots along the way. After having been denied access to our final destination, Turkmenistan, our new friend Abu invited us to his home country, Afghanistan.
It was the really last minute, and I think that's why everyone decided to do it. They didn't have too much time to think about it or, dwell on, whatever ideas they had in their head about the country before that. Just like, boom, we decided, and no one else knew apart from, who was in the group that we were going. A lot of us didn't even tell our parents, which was probably a good idea.
Immediately the scenery changes. You're in the desert, a whole different world within 100 meters or something. We got these 2 jeeps. Abu told us, yeah, it's my jeeps, they're here for us. So we got in these fancy cars and start driving, and then next thing that happens is just the car stops and Abu's like, hey, these are my homies, these are our security guards that are gonna protect us. And I thought, wow, luckily they're here with us because they look pretty badass, these guys.
Kind of interesting seeing all these guys that they've probably been holding Kalashnikovs since they were kids, and the things they've seen and done, we can't even imagine. But we actually all got on with them really well, really, really nice guys. They didn't speak any English at all, but it didn't really seem to matter. They're getting me to recite the Quran and teaching me dirty words.
These guys, our bodyguards, were chauffeuring us all over the city, and we'd point to something, and then they'd get out and secure the location and make sure no people were in our way. So it was like royal treatment for skateboarders.
So after skating one of the spots we'd found, and a huge crowd had gathered, we found out later on that day that the governor had heard the news of us being in town from someone and wanted to meet us.
So he had us summoned to his building for tea.
And it was a little scary, to be honest, because this guy had a history, in the wars and everything, and he seemed like a pretty intimidating guy.
We got invited by the highest official in the northern Afghanistan. Kenny was sitting in the same armchair where German defense minister was sitting not too long ago. You can even see that picture on Wikipedia. Whenever I think of the city of Volgograd, I can't help but think of the tragedies of the Second World War. In 1942, the Germans were trying to cut the oil supply from the Caucasus that was fueling the rest of the nation. Stalingrad, now renamed as Volgograd, was a vital point of interest for the Germans to conquer and for the Soviets to hold on to. The Battle of Stalingrad led to a half-year-long battle with 2 million casualties. To commemorate the Soviet casualties, the Motherland Calls statue has been emerged. The modern age of Russian skateboarding got started in the 90s. Vladimir Lenin monuments in many different cities turned out to be epicenters of skateboarding. Just because of good flat ground and granite or marble-made ledges, skaters choose their locations as their meet-up and warm-up spots. Right now we are by the biggest Lenin statue that Russia has. It's located on the outskirts of Volgograd city, right by the Volga River. Generally, statues were a big part of cultural agenda in socialist countries, like USSR or, for example, North Korea. Sometimes I find myself surprised on how diverse and mixed Russia can be. It feels like I'm in Mongolia right now, but I'm pretty much 6,000 kilometers to the west of it. The Kalmyk Republic is the only place in the south of Russia with strong Buddhist influence. They keep their Mongolian background and traditions alive. It's the most Western Buddhist community in the world. We visited the main temple and had a conversation with a young Kalmyk woman who works at the museum inside the institution.
Наш храм называется «Золотая обитель Будды Шакьямуни», Бурхна-Бакшин Хелтон-Суме на калмыцком языке. Храм был торжественно открыт 27 декабря 2005 года, через год после того, как его святейшество Далай-лама XIV во время своего третьего визита осветил место под строительство этого храма.
Can you please give me more information about the Kalmyk nation? Where did they come from and how did they settle down at this part of Russia above the Caspian Sea?
Начиная с 15 века наши предки были айраты-монголы. И вот начиная с 15 века, после того, как Монголия распалась на две части, на западную и восточную Монголию, появились первые упоминания именно об айратах. И вот в 1609 году часть айратского племени, несколько сотен тысяч айратов, передвинулись, так сказать, перекочевали именно на юг Российской империи. В 1640 году проходил Великий съезд монголоязычных народов. И вот на этом съезде был подписан свод законов, и согласно этому своду законов все монголоязычные народы становятся буддистами.
The Kalmyk Republic reminds me of Mongolia. It makes me recall of the trip I had with Patrik and bunch of Chinese skaters to Ulaanbaatar. I was hired as a translator and a tour guide, even though I don't speak Mongolian. But at last, I was able to protect the team when we got into a sticky situation by the train station.
我们在火车站想拍点东西，我想拍一个 drop in， 一个 hill flip， 然后拍到半道，然后过来一个精神有点不正常的女人，然后喝多了也有点，然后就要拿石头砸我们。
后来他就，我们大家，他们那个女的就一直走一直跑，然后他就说啊，你们然后就一个石头就扔到一个小孩。
然后过一段时间又捡了一特大的一石头，可能那么大。然后帮我们翻译的那俄罗斯朋友从后边跑过来，然后切了那石头。
帐篷，因为他们。
We have arrived towards the end of our journey. I'm gonna grip it and drip it. Astrakhan is the closest big city from where the Volga spreads into tiny streams flowing into the Caspian Sea. We are ready now to release the sturgeon fieldwork into the wild. The Volga trip would not be completed without making it all the way down to the Caspian Sea. We have contacted numerous captains asking for a boat ride down the delta. All of them denied our request since there is a special permission needed for a foreigner to be in a border zone with Kazakhstan. We had no hope in making it on a boat. Regardless, we decided to drive to a random village just to film me talking about the Volga, where we ended up asking a man if he had a boat.
А там пограничников нету?
Паспорта возьмите с собой. Вы сами откуда?
Я сам с Москвы, а вот он Германия.
He insisted that the border control is strict, and he himself has been to jail twice for not having proper documentation. But since it was towards the end of the day, he felt the risk was a bit lower and ended up giving the mission a try. Patrik was nervous, but the sun came out and we were just thrilled to have completed our adventure all the way down the Volga. The Caspian Sea tends not to be the typical holiday destination for the West, but I'm quite intrigued about this body of water since it's right in between Central Asia and the Caucasus. People called it a sea for so long, and for present political reasons, the title hasn't changed to the true identity of this body of water being a lake.
This way to the left from us there is Iran all the way across the sea. This way there is Kazakhstan. I think it's around 100 kilometers away from here. That way we have Dagestan and Azerbaijan.
Здесь природа, здесь воздух чистый, экология обалденная. Цветы, лотос летом расцветает, все зеленое, все красиво.
А Сётр остался?
А счет это тяжелый случай, ё-моё. Остался, но мало его. Он сюда не доходит. И мелкий вот такой, ну что, вот там кожа и шкура, ё-моё, и голова.
Чуть-чуть расскажите, как раньше было.
Ну, раньше, ё-моё, не водами затягивали. Рыбаки, когда колхозы были, колхозы, совхозы, по 40 центнеров с притонения брали осетров, по 40, по 30 килограмм, там такие поросята.
The moment has come which I have been dreading the most, making friends with fish. To finish off this film, I made it my quest to try the most expensive food for its size on the planet, black caviar. We headed to the sturgeon fish farm to try this extravagant treat from the Caspian Sea. This is the moment. In Russian we have a saying, the one who is brave will eat it. This is the time to try this masterpiece of the Caspian Sea and the Volga River.
когда лодку у них там уже приходишь, но они же села встают, палатки делают, местами ездят.